present myself. And just to let you know, this is my first time in Chicago.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. Did you eat hot dogs?
Not yet. I have a very special place for my people here. I have a special place for every single person that I have met or come in contact with that lives in Chicago. And for that reason, I have great hope for Akisan, especially based on the vibes generated from this chapter. And then I met a very handsome young man, Mfananamdi, who was not officially your president, but we spoke about Chicago and spoke about Akisan. And eventually, when you sent the email to the three candidates, I felt that this was the place for me to be. So I thank you. I have circulated my manifesto. Unfortunately, some of you have not received it. I have passed around. I've passed around these pictures, and I've written my website on the back. And the website has most of the information that I will present to you today. I am a graduate of business management undergraduate. I have a postgraduate diploma in public administration with emphasis on finance. I have a master's in criminal justice with emphasis on administration. I have a master's in public administration with emphasis on non-profit administration / grant writing. And a few other licenses. When you come to America, you try to survive, and that leads you to spend so much of your time listening to white men talk to you, telling you what you know already. So that is how I ended up with all of these pieces of paper. But I said that to give you an idea of the kind of person that is standing before you today in terms of my training. On the card with my picture that I've given to you, I've said something about fiscal responsibility. And usually, before I go to the tenets of my manifesto, because talk is cheap, anybody can write a manifesto, but I'm talking to you from the heart. I have been in America for 20 years, and I've actively been participating in Akisan for 19 and a half, and I've been a president of my chapter for cumulatively approximately 15 years. Wow. And 8 times 2 is actually 16, so it's between 15 and 16 years. 8 times 2?
Yes.
And I come to that number because I've been a president for about 8 times. To the point where members of my chapter actually stay back when it's November meeting because they want me to be their president. So I thought it was going to put them yard when about a year. So I'm getting book okay, and get Philadelphia, the other men are that's it. Again, I'm talking to you from the heart. I've been a member of council. I've been involved in the national, because when you are a chapter president, you must be involved in national issues. I have seen the National Acquired State Association evolve from an organization that gave me an impression or could be likened to what the Black Americans refer to as family reunion. When we went for conventions, nobody knew where you came from. Nobody knew where you came from. Everybody was a brother or sister. From Mbo to Ini, from Ukanapon to Uyo, everybody was a brother and sister to the other person. But in the past few years, you will agree with me that is not the case. People will cluster, and when you walk close to them, they change the topic or move away. And this is the truth. And And then it became more and more serious between the Anyang and the Bibios and so on. Things, it just became absolutely disgraceful. To be very honest with you, that is the number one reason that sparked my interest to become the national president. Because without unity, God forbid, this association will crumble. Because without unity, we will not be able to raise funds. Without unity, we will not be able to execute projects. Without unity, we will not even be respected. Then comes the season where people write and abuse the governor on a daily basis and so on and so forth. I believe in diplomacy. I believe in diplomacy. Again, without any intention to bash my brother-in-law, because Godwin Young is my brother-in-law. My first cousin married his sister.
So I go.
My first cousin married his direct sister. Unfortunately or incidentally, if you go to my website, you will see the sister campaigning for me. Ebuke,